I guess my fear started about 5 or 6 years ago, where we were planning to go to Florida. I had my ticket purchased, and I woke up that morning and I told my boyfriend at that time, we were planning to go to Florida, my boyfriend and my 2 children, that I couldn't get on the plane. And I just had this fear come over me, and there was no way that I envisioned myself getting onto that airplane. So I explained it to him, and I said, "Hon, we have to drive. We have to drive to Florida." So thank God he was very obliging, and we jumped into the car. We parked my Pathfinder. We went to Brooklyn, picked up my mother, got in the car, and we drove, 1,300 miles. My fear was not of the plane crashing. My fear was, once I was up there, if I wanted to get out, I could no longer get out. If I really started to think about it, I would resist packing and doing what I had to do, because in my head, I think I was telling myself that there has to be something will probably come up that I won't be going away anyway in this next week, or I would listen and I'd watch, for wind reports and weather reports and airplanes and anything catastrophic I would focus on, because the fear that I have of flying doesn't only come out when I'm actually taking the flight. It's in thinking about flights, or thinking about flights that are maybe months away, or seeing planes, or just knowing other people are going away on a vacation kind of interferes with my plans, and it used to probably make me feel, I would get a little, I'd feel down on myself, because I would be saying, oh, unfortunately I won't be traveling for a while. And then unfortunately that stress would just build inside of me, and I would get worse and worse, and until the time would come where I'm ready to go on that flight. And then I would come, the day before, I would call whoever I'd be traveling with and say, look, this isn't happening. I just can't do it. Because the panic just started building up. My voice would get hoarse. I would be nervous. I just had a whole panic feeling within my body. Maybe even if I really thought about it and got to that close point, I would even sweat. There were other things that started to happen as a result. Once I stopped flying, I started getting anxiety in any situation where I didn't have to be completely in control, but where I was totally not in control. They would bring me anxiety. For example, if I was stuck in a tunnel with any kind of traffic, I would sit in the tunnel, my heart would start to palpitate, I would start sweating, and I would have an urge to run. The anxiety causes you to have this whole plethora of emotions, and it's harrowing. It's harrowing on your partner, and I was fortunate enough to have somebody who was supportive, but I think after a while people lose patience, and they, and it takes away from the camaraderie, because it's nice to go away together. And you start to get down on yourself, because I look at myself, I'm a single mom. And I had a lot of pride in the kind of single mom that I was, but I felt, because I was disappointing my children, that was a major letdown, and I just felt like that was a big chunk of a letdown. This is just something that's limiting my life way too much, and not something that I could live with for the rest of my life. I needed to liberate myself. And when I open the CDs, I immediately listen to them. I like to generally work out a few times a week. I run on a treadmill. So while I was on the treadmill, I was listening to Seymour, who's the narrator on the Vanquish Fear and Anxiety CDs. And he's very energetic, and he immediately draws you in, and he makes the steps very easy. It's a basic technique. And once you feel that something's achievable, then that already draws anyone in, and it's inviting. And personally, once I was invited in, it's something that turned out to be very successful. Vanquish Fear and Anxiety has helped me learn the technique of anchoring. And anchoring kind of brings to you anything that has empowered you over time. You focus into whatever your particular reminder might be. In my particular case, it was just an actual movement with my hand. But whatever that is, it's not important what technique you're using, but you're focusing all your positive memories and all your empowerment and things that you have done, that you've gotten through without anxiety in a confident manner. You're focusing on a point that can bring all of those memories back when you're in a nervous state of mind. You can go back to it any time. It's kind of like, that soft, fuzzy blanket. You know, it's something you can go back to, and it's a comfortable place, and it's just a reminder to help you stay focused that you can use in your life on a daily basis, not necessarily only for the fear of flying or the events that take place, you know, on a random schedule. I think that it has helped me in general just to stay positive and just knowing that there's a solution, because for the most part every problem has a solution. You know, I feel much more in control of my health, a positive mind. When you're in a positive state of mind, relationships are better, health is better, attitude is better, and it just puts you in a much better place in life. I got back on a plane that I didn't think I was going to get back on. And it also has my brain thinking and planning my next trip, which might be a little bit longer than the one before that. Then I'm thinking of the trip after that. And it's a freeing experience. And there's really nothing better than feeling free and not limited by your own thinking. And vanquish fear and anxiety has helped me tremendously. It's my lifesaver.